I can't tell if this place is filled with new people or the sub has just been shilled to death. Seriously, there's so many people still on the how could so many people be involved in a conspiracy without it leaking stage. Is there really still people who can't think their way out of that? Hasn't it been explained a million times? Here's a primer. Compartmentalization noun. 1. The division of something into sections or categories. Fear of leaks led top officials to order the extreme compartmentalization of information. Straight from the dictionary. I think it's more than that. If something is obviously low effort, it doesn't deserve praise. Like presenting screenshots as fact with nothing to back it up. Definitely more bots. Shills. Discreditors have been added to the group sponsored. Intentional. Accidental remains to be seen. But I wouldn't be surprised if this is a coordinated effort to discourage honest debate and discussion on pertinent subjects, many of them actually true, and the conspiracy was on the part of the government or organization in question. Dude. How can this sub not be shilled to death? There are 3 subreddits devoted to harassing anyone who posts here. There are hundreds of subtleties that ban you after you post here. Nothing is ever discovered in this sub. It has become the 21st century trench warfare. Why can't it be both? I vote for shilled to death. A bit of both. 9 elven helpers always work inside in the month of September. I think there are more people pushing back on super easy to discredit Drek conspiracies. A lot of these I've seen are deeply rooted in personal and or political beliefs with zero standing in reality. We have a mountain of examples of info leaking for stuff like this. It isn't that rare. Seriously, there's so many people still on the how could so many people be involved in a conspiracy without it leaking stage. There is a garage full of computers and low-paid official narrative defenders writing the same bullshit in slightly different words at nearly the same time. See Lenny Posner's Honor Sick Network. Or B. Bots programmed to do the same. Certain longtime users here have numerous sock puppet accounts. Look at all the RFK Jr. posts for example and you will begin to figure it out. A 12-year user here is one to watch. Full of paid shills and bots trying to derail the convo. It works. I find that people on here who throw around shill lack any intelligence. So it makes sense that you can't form an opinion. Shills. 90 of the replies I receive are so agreeable with the establishment that I have to wonder why they are even here in the first place. Newbies. And it's been shilled to hell by basic low IQ MSM talking points. This must be an important place because someone with money to burn has unleashed bot farms upon it. Just look at the voting. It absolutely did get shilled to death within the last few years, but I'm also pretty sure more recently we're getting a lot of new users coming in. The amount of people that come here and just tote mainstream things and say checkmate without giving any critical thought or actual engagement with a post is astonishing. Shilled. People actually want quality conspiracy theories and not dumb ones flooding the market. They make a very good point. The answer is probably yes to both. Gone are the days where bots aren't infiltrating and aspected of digital databases. They're always mining for data. Every bit. The without it leaking objection is crap. How TF would it leak? Through the MSM? Come on. Shilled to death. Shilled to death. Wow, this is getting deep. The new people to the sub talking about how the sub is being filled with even more new people. This pace hasn't been the same since 2015. It's a mix of both. There's a lot of shills. But I know it's not just them. Because I have friends who are otherwise intelligent people who say that how could so many people be involved in a conspiracy without it leaking? Line. It's just an extreme naivete. They need to see one example of it where it clicks before they can shake off that naivete. Some people legitimately can't fathom that human beings could deceive people on such a scale. It's sad. But it's true. This exactly. This sub is filled with shills. I'm hoping it's new people having a hard time accepting a harsh truth because the magnitude of the conspiracies are global and so pervasive. It challenges our understanding of reality as we've been taught to believe it from a very young age. The sad truth is that many are too scared to even consider possibilities beyond what they've been conditioned to believe. Shilled to death since 2015. 2016. Shilled to death. This sub is a honeypot for the globalist criminals now. Yeah, I mean, I worked at a shit manufacturing job for 3 months and am not ever allowed to share details about the machine or process. If I posted about it, they would likely sue me and win. So I don't post about it. A 2-month-old account asking if the place is filled with new people. Huh. 78-day-old account. As soon as you mentioned the most censored topic, you get flamed and insulted to death from the sheeples. Here tears of joy. They probably intentionally blackmailed themselves with kids to be given some kind of power so they don't go against whoever's pulling the strings. The metaphorical selling your soul to the devil. Or a more mundane answer. They just lose a well-paying job. Most activities on social media, including Reddit, are just bots talking to bots. Yep. There's a vast array of confirmed bot farms set up by anti-vax groups, conservative super PACs, etc., aimed at derailing legitimate conspiracies. It's been going downhill for 5 years now. Ever since they closed down one of the major Trump subreddits, I forgot the name of it, upside down face, they all went to here. And they completely ruined this subreddit. A lot of the time it isn't even about conspiracies. Just some shit political meme or the same repeated BS. I barely go on this subreddit anymore. NGL. It sounds like you assume that anyone disagreeing with you is a shill or the sub has just been shilled to death. Isn't it just as reasonable that the large amount of people disagree actually indicates that they represent reality? This has been the Donald circle jerk for a while. Fucknerds playing identity politics and blaming others for their own worthlessness. There are alt-right shills on this sub. You heard it here. New people. You're only allowed to have one opinion. And it has to match the prevailing opinion of the subreddit. Dissent is apparently not allowed. And apparently we want an echo chamber. I can't tell if people actually believe it or just like posting the same post about shills every other day. Just because everyone doesn't agree with the many shitty conspiracies here does not mean it's bots or government suppression. Lots just have really dumb conspiracies. Like the shill one. The shill stuff is insane. Who would make these shills? Who would pay them? Filled with new people shilling it to death. Sure. But can you prove it?